right, good evening, everyone. This is the April 10, 2024 meeting of the Auburn Conservation Commission.
Just the meeting minutes for later, Megan.
This meeting is being operated as a hybrid format under Chapter 22 of the Acts of 2022. The public can join the meeting remotely by dialing on their telephone 408-650-3123 and then using access code 942-845-549, where you can join via computer at global.gotomeeting.com/join/942-845-549. The materials for tonight's meeting have been posted on the town's website, and the public is encouraged to follow along using our posted agenda. My name is Michael Garland. I'm chairman of the Conservation Commission. And before we start, let me just do a roll call of the members who are participating in tonight's meeting. Tom Fallon.
Here.
Megan Langley.
Here.
Chris Carey.
Here.
Jesse Averka.
Here.
Okay. And please note that this meeting is being recorded by Auburn Cable Television. And without any further ado, the first hearing on tonight's agenda is 7 p.m. public hearing, Crocker Design Group, a notice of intent for property at 735 Southwood Street. Is there a motion open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? It's a vote. All right. And we have Todd McDonald. Hello, Mr. McDonald. How are you?
Hi, good evening. Todd McDonald from Crocker Design Group, here for 735 Southbridge Street.
Yes.
So since the previous meeting with Conservation Commission, we got approval from the planning board last evening. And during the planning board process, we went through peer review with Graves Engineering, and they were satisfied with the changes that we made to the plan, as were the planning board members.
Okay.
So last night they were able to approve the project, pending updated lighting plan. So would you like me to go through anything on the plan or any of the changes from the peer review letter, or any questions?
I was going to say, I don't think that's necessary. If someone on the commission wants to, some details, that's fine. But I read over the letter that was sent to the planning board on March 21st. It addressed the issues raised by Graves in their peer review. So having seen that, I'm satisfied that you've met the requirements of both the planning board and also the Conservation Commission. But if anyone on the board has any questions for Mr. McDonald, feel free to ask him. All right.
Sorry, I guess my question is just for Jesse. Did we get that? I think I had a question here about that we have the revised report in our files or not? Like the revised plan with the, like the revised stormwater report and all that.
Yeah, I do have.
Did you
I have
have that?
copies of
Okay.
that. Yes.
That's awesome.
We should have submitted electronically the most updated plans that Graves' final letter were based off, and then we did drop off a few hard copies of the plans as well.
And one actually was included in our packet.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I have this, but like specifically like the table of the water discharge.
I have that electronically.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to see it, I can certainly send it to you.
Yeah, I mean, just as long as it's like archived in our,
Yeah, we have it.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, it'll be saved in our file cabinet. So.
Okay, there's no one in the audience and there's no one remotely, so it doesn't appear that there's any public comment. So if there are no other questions, is there a motion to close?
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? It's a vote. All right, Ms. McDonald, thank you for, I know this has been a long time coming, but I want to thank you for submitting the additional information. And in all likelihood, we will issue an order of conditions or act on your application sometime later today.
Okay, awesome. Thanks a lot. Thank you, members of the board.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Okay. That was our only public hearing for this evening. We do have other business. I see that under other business is 7 Maria Avenue. At our last meeting, Mr. Averka had, I think, taken pictures showing the backyard of this property, and we had made an order that that the owner of 7 Maria Avenue submit a request for determination of applicability to us. And Jesse, apparently none has been submitted yet, correct?
Yes, no, that's it.
All right, so what we'll do is we'll carry 7 Maria Avenue over to our next meeting on April 24, and then if we don't get something by that time, then we can send them a follow-up letter. With respect to 26 Albert Street, this is the massive project that we actually issued an order of conditions of back in 2020.
I believe it was 2020 or 2021.
So, and it's, then of course COVID hit. But apparently, if anyone driving on Route 20 heading towards Oxford will have seen an enormous amount of activity, a lot of earth being moved on the side of the road, and so it appears that project is proceeding. It's my understanding that that the access road in Auburn going to the site was shut down. Can you just explain for the audience what was done and the reason why?
Yeah, sure. So Gary had gone out for a routine inspection. And then here, if you look at, so this is their approved plan that was attached with the NOI and everything else. And we had gone out here, and then, so they've been removing fill from all over the property and then taking it. Gary had noticed an access road that comes up right along this wetland here.
That is not shown on the plan.
Yes, exactly. The road isn't denoted. There's nothing stating that they'd be using it. And then if you want to get some perspective, oh, that's the plan again. Just some perspective on it. So that last building, and I'm kind of, guessing a little bit, but I think that this building here is what you can see right here. So it's right off to the left of that. If you're looking at the plan, it's on the left where it heads into Oxford. This is all in Auburn here, and I mean, as you can see, they're obviously well into that 25-foot no build zone, which. And Travis did say that this was pre-existing. I don't know.
The road was pre-existing.
Yeah, that's what he had said in an email. I didn't actually speak to him in person, and I haven't had further communication with him. But regardless, none of it's.
Nevertheless, it should have appeared on the plan.
Yeah, it's not denoted on the plan, and it's clearly outside of the the scope of work and the limits of work that they had submitted and gotten approved. So.
Right. So apparently, and can you just identify who Gary is for the record?
Identify what?
Who Gary is for the.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So Gary Allard, our building inspector,
Okay.
had been out to the site and had
Thanks.
recommended that I go by and check it out.
All right. So, I mean, clearly based on the plan, it was not shown. They've made some attempt to put in siltation or erosion control measures, but nevertheless, this was not included on the scope of work that was being done. And I think Mr. Allard was well within his rights to tell the developer, the builder, not to use it. And I think it's clearly this is within our jurisdiction. So in my humble opinion, I think an enforcement order probably needs to be issued. So having said that, is there a motion?
Make a motion that we issue an enforcement order?
Okay. And is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
I just have one question. Is there a chance that Oxford might have that information about the access road?
Yeah. So we have.
They just thought it was all basically in Oxford. The building was, so the whole property might be considered.
It's definitely not that cut and dry. I don't think that. Obviously, they had to file with Oxford as well, but I don't think that this was denoted on that plan either. I'm not 100% certain, but I know that Gary has been speaking to the building commissioner from over there.
Okay.
Because they're also, like Tom had mentioned, I think that they have a
There's
big crowd.
no way that was that was put in.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
obvious.
Yeah.
was it Gary who said that it was pre-existing or something?
No, it was, I believe, Travis.
Or if we could find
Yeah.
like aerial imagery or something that can show.
Can certainly see what we can dig up from. I mean, usually especially when you do a project of this scale, you would submit, and I don't know if it would always be attached to the NOI, but you would submit existing conditions to.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had to go to DPW and get a land disturbance permit. I would imagine they did. And typically that's something that
I mean,
they
given
ask
the amount of
for,
fill
so-
that they're moving around,
Yeah.
Yes, it's
I think
substantial.
And I think even though the majority of the project, I believe, is in Oxford, a substantial part is still in Auburn, and this access road is in Auburn. So I think what we need to do, well, not what we need to do. My suggestion would be we're going to issue an enforcement order. We'll vote on it shortly, that they are to cease and desist from using the road. And I mean, I think at a minimum, they need to revise the plan to show it. And then, I mean, I guess the question is, what are their plans for this road after all the work is done? Is this going to be temporary? Is their intention to make this a permanent feature of this project? So, I mean, in terms of the relief that we're seeking here, what are your thoughts about that?
Can we find them?
Maybe the next time, which is to say that,
The next time they put in a road that's just
I
gonna
mean,
look like,
if they put a road and it's going like into that wetland or close to it or whatever, I mean,
it looks like it abuts it. The question is
Right, right.
whether or not that road is in the wetland. If it's in the wetland, then I think a fine is absolutely something to consider. And again, we're dealing with a sophisticated developer who certainly knows better. I mean, this is the same developer who's doing
Washington.
90 and 150 Washington Street. So I think ignorance in this case would be foolish for them to plead that. And I'm not sure what the thought process was, but I think that's why we need for them to come in and explain it to us. So I think for the time being, my suggestion would be they are to cease and desist from any further activity. And then I would request they come in to see us at our next meeting on the 24th. And then to explain why they're using this road, why it wasn't shown on the plan, and what steps they're going to take to whether or not they intend to amend their plan to incorporate this road, whether it's temporary, all that information. Because apparently, it wasn't disclosed to us. And given the fact that it's within our jurisdiction, that's something that they certainly should have done.
Yes.
So, in any event, so there's a motion to issue the enforcement order. There's a second. Is there any further discussion? In that case, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
I,
Opposed? It's a vote. Okay. And what I can do, Jesse, is I can do some sort of narrative letter to go with the enforcement order, so I can get that to you probably tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
All right. And then my understanding is that for Rockland Road, we are going to be getting, are we getting a notice of intent?
Yeah, so I've received a notice of intent from them.
Okay.
And we had a meeting earlier today with myself, Gary, Joanna from DPW, Darlene. We probably had 10 people or so from the town, all the kind of individual departments to meet with them and try to get all their ducks in a row going forward.
Okay.
But yeah, I have that NOI. It would have been on tonight, but we didn't have time to get the abutters notice and the advertisement done. So that'll be
Okay.
something that we can discuss in the next hearing.
Okay, very good. And then finally, we received notification from Mass Electric concerning utility maintenance, and that letter was in your packets. So, again, it's by means of just notification of what they're doing. I don't know if anyone has any questions about it, but again, the purpose was just to notify us of what they're going and doing. So we do have meeting minutes for the last two meetings. And so why don't we take up the meeting minutes for March 13th?
Somehow I had two, March 27.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'll hold on to one. It's cool.
was that next one? 'Cause I only got the.
Do you need?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
27. Thanks.
I have no amendments to the meeting minutes for March 13th. So if there are no amendments, is there a motion to accept the meeting minutes of March 13th, 2024 as written?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Just me.
Okay,
Abstain.
all right, very good. All right, it's a vote. And then for the meeting minutes for March 27th.
There's just, I think you made a note,
Oh,
very
yeah.
last page about the, because I recused myself from.
Yeah, so I figured you shouldn't count in the roll call for the,
Did I vote?
I couldn't honestly, everyone kind of,
I didn't, I think,
I don't
think I said
You're out in the
anything.
audience.
I don't think that you did either.
Right. You
Yeah,
did sit
so
back
that
down
would
till
just
it
be, yeah. the
It would just be the
four.
other four.
Yeah, it says you're recused,
Okay.
so that's fine. I think that's the, yeah, in fact, it says it, so I think you're fine with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll get rid of that little note and move it to a four.
I have no changes to the meeting minutes of March 27th. Okay. Is there a motion to accept the meeting minutes of March 27, 2024 as written?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
It's a vote. Okay. This may be a new record. Is there any new business? So, would any of you be available to take a look at Albert Street on Saturday?
9 o'clock?
I'm trying to think. Could we do it, I'm doing something on Saturday, I have to figure out what that is.
Do something
Can we
earlier?
do- No, not early.
Oh.
Can we do it at 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock, sure.
All right,
I can most likely make it for 10.
okay, very good. So I'm trying to think where the best place is to meet, so,
Maybe right where the cul-de-sac is, where they put the,
Yeah.
the townhouse there or whatever.
Yeah, if you go straight up, you get off Tinker Hill, go up, there's a big cul-de-sac with plenty of
okay.
spots to park. We can meet there and then I can bring you guys up and show you.
All right, perfect. All right, so why don't we do that? We'll meet at 10 o'clock then on
So it's
Saturday.
on Tinker is the name of the,
It's off of.
Yeah, it's right off of, if you go down Tinker Hill,
Can't
then,
miss it.
yeah, exactly.
okay, cool.
All right.
I believe Albert Street would show up if you put that in.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're right. All right, if there's no new business then, oh, wait a minute, we have to do our conditions. I always forget.
It's easy too.
Well,
I didn't even,
all right,
I wasn't gonna catch it that time.
so is there a motion to issue an order of conditions for 735 Southbridge Street?
I'll make a motion that we issue a standard order plus the following special conditions. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 9, 11, and 13.
Okay, so there's a motion to issue an order of conditions for 735 Southbridge Street with the special conditions 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 11, and 13, and 9 and 13. Let me do it again. Special conditions 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 9, 11, and 13. Is there a second?
A second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? It's a vote. Okay. And if there is no new business, is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's a vote. All right, everyone. Thank you very much.